my name is TheJustReaper, and welcome back to another Minecraft World War II tank tutorial. And today we are doing the Type-95 Rogo, which is one of the only heavy tank designs that ever got to see the light of day from Japan during the Second World War. Like the OI Experimental, and I think even there were a couple, I think there may have been one or two other types of heavy tanks that actually got to see the light of day. But this being one of the few heavy tanks, I felt it was necessary to build it and to give it some attention. I did have to change a little bit, especially on the suspension, because of some unfortunate news that, you know, there are problems with placing things like signs or levers on the same block as a item frame. So I had to pick and choose, you know, where things would be, so there's not going to be item frames behind these signs. Unless you're playing on a version where that still works, then you put some signs, and then you put item frames behind these signs here. But otherwise, we're not doing that. So I'm going to start trying to alter certain builds depending upon certain issues that may exist on future versions of the game. Anyway, enough of that. So let's begin with the Rogo. So starting out, we're going to take some spruce wood stairs. We're going to place two stairs side by side, 3 spaces apart, with the backs. The backs will be facing the front. And then we're going to go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Frame rate is dropping, makes it hard to count. At the very back of the spruce stairs, we're going to reverse. Do a stone brick stair. Behind that, do a top slab of stone brick. Jump to the front, we're going to do an upside down stone brick stair. And then we're going to do top slabs of dark oak here, I think. Yes, correct. Now what we... well, first let's jump back here and just do 3 top slabs of dark oak. Now what we could do in here is we could either fill it up with stone slabs or with dark oak slabs, the whole floor, because there will be no interior, so depending on your own preference, you pick what you want to fill this in with, but just to keep to my original design, I'm going to fill the whole floor with stone slabs instead, just to kind of keep things as mirrored as possible and to not cause me any form of confusion. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our item frames, and we're going to mimic this on both sides. So one, put one here, starting from the back of the wheels. Do 1 item frame, skip 2 spaces, do 2, skip 2 spaces, do 2. Then in the spaces that we skipped, do some blank signs. 1, skip 2, 1, 2, skip 2, 1, 2. Fill these spaces with the signs. And with that, I think we're actually done with layer 1. So now that we're done with layer 1, let's move on to layer 2. So, moving on to layer 2, I guess we'll start from the rear of the tracks and we'll work our way forward. So, standard stone brick stair like this on the back, on top of either suspension track, on the top of the previous layer of the tracks. Backs facing toward the front, we're going to take some green terracotta, and we're going to need, what is this? Spruce wood logs, and we're going to grab the stone buttons while we're at it. Green terracotta, log, button here, and a button here. How far back does that go? Alright, so just right there, but we actually should do this. So, coming right here, we're going to do a green shulker box, place it like that. Tripwire hooks there, that takes care of that. Now we're just going to take our green terracotta all the way up to about here would be safe, I think. Yeah, around about there. Something like that. Wait a minute, that ain't right. Okay. Never mind. Alright, so redo that. Sorry, made a mistake. We're actually only going to do green terracotta for these rear 6 space, well, for those 5 spaces. Not counting the shulker box. For the rest, we're actually doing lime green terracotta all the way up to about here on this end, we're going to stick this one out, but everything else stays behind. So like this. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do a placeholder here, a placeholder here, grab our shulker boxes, place one like that, one like that. We're going to take our stairs, we're going to do a stair here, one here, reverse it, mimic it over here. Then we're going to take our spruce wood slabs, grab one, put one here, here and here, here and here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do placeholders for now on the third layer above these empty spaces. We're going to take our green shulker boxes and we're going to put a shulker box in each of these spaces upside down. Boom. Jumping to the front of the tracks again, we're going to do an upside down stone brick stair here and one here. We're going to take our dark oak slabs, we're going to do 3 across right here. You may want to break into the ground one just so we can get down here to just add this in. We need a switch right here and make sure that it's sticking out or toward you. That'll be a tow hitch. We're going to need, okay, I don't even remember which way that faces. I'm not sure it matters. Alright, so we're going to do a placeholder up here. We're going to put a piston. Alright, we'll break this. Put a piston upside down, please. Urgh. There. Now we're going to just put a reversed shulker box right here. Make sure like what the bottom would be is facing toward the front. We're going to take our signs. One here, one here. We're going to mimic that to the other side. 1 and 1. And is there anything else for layer 2? Not that I'm... Oh, this is not correct. That never got fixed. Alright, so we actually just need to make sure that there's buttons on both sides. Alright, fine. And with that, we're done with layer 2. So now that we're done with layer 2, let's move on to layer 3. So now, carrying on to layer 3, I think what we're going to start with is by having 2 green terracotta here. As we're going to start with our front turret. Grab some mossy cobblestone walls. 2 here, 2 here. We're then going to grab our dark oak slabs, wooden trapdoor, stone slab. Put the stone slab here. Dark oak, wooden trapdoor. And then what I think we're going to start with doing is we're going to grab some dark oak stairs. Oh man, my FPS is not doing good. Put a stair like this, side facing inward, or back facing inward like this on both sides, then curve it in, make a row of 3. And then we're going to go back 1, 2, 3 spaces with lime terracotta on both sides like this. Fill the inside up. Take our stone buttons, do 2 here, do 2 here. These are to give us the illusion of there being rivets. Spruce stair here, spruce stair here. At least I'm sure that mimics. Yes. Then we're going to need nether brick. Alright, so 2 nether brick here, 1 nether brick there. We're going to do a lime terracotta here, put a placeholder here, shulker box there, shulker box there. Tops should be facing inward toward each other. Take our dark oak stairs, 3 here. We're going to do a dark oak slab there. Going to grab a standard cobblestone wall, put 1 right there. What are we taking for this? This is going to be dark oak logs. Go back 1, 2, 3. That's going to be our exhaust. Take standard green terracotta, do 2 here. We're going to take some spruce stairs, place them like this with the backs facing toward the terracotta block, and then curve it here. We're going to take our iron trapdoors. We're going to do 1, 2 here. We're going to grab some sandstone stairs. Be nice if I can find them. Reaper is screwing up. Screw it. Going over here and grabbing it myself. And then we're just going to curve it right there with a sandstone stair. And that's just going to make it look like we're carrying a little bit of cargo. We're going to need end rods. We're going to need some green carpet. Put two green carpet, one here, one here. Put the end rod there. Put an end rod on the front, in front of the previous turret. And with that, I think we're done layer 3. So now that we're done with layer 3, let's move on to our final layers of layers 4 and 5. So starting off, we're just going to finish off these rivets. 2 stone buttons here, 2 stone buttons here. We're going to grab some wooden trapdoors. We're going to put a wooden trapdoor here, and a wooden trapdoor here. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to take our... Are we using lime terracotta for the turret? Yeah, kind of hard to tell the difference visually. We're going to do a cross shape of lime terracotta. On the corners, we're going to do mossy cobble. What we're going to then do is we're going to grab some a spruce fence gate. We're going to put one right here. That's going to be the rear machine gun of the turret. We're going to grab a sign, throw a sign right on the back of the turret. Take a dark oak stair, put an upside down stair on the front of the turret. That's the mantlet. Put an end rod right in front of it. We're going to take a dark oak slab, put one right here. We're going to take our daylight sensors and do 4 standard daylight sensors right on the top of the turret. And let me just be sure that everything is finished. Yes, it is. Okay, so that's it. So there you have your Type-95 Rogo Japanese heavy tank. I hope you've all enjoyed this tutorial. It's been a while since I did a Japanese tank, but I do have plenty more sitting just out of sight here that I don't want you to see yet, because if any of you know your Japanese tanks, I'm afraid to be able to identify them before it's time for you to see the goods. So, although I guess if you see what you see, then you'll probably figure out, and I guess it doesn't really matter anyway. The tutorial's still coming. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the Rogo. I have plenty of tanks coming in the future. If you have anything that you'd like to see, please feel free to leave a comment, and I will be sure to see your request. No request goes unseen, and if you've made requests from a long time ago, I've still seen the request. It's just that the build is not here yet, but it is making its way slowly but surely. So, anyway, I hope you all enjoy. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed the tank, building it, and everything. No interior on it, sadly, but the vehicle itself and just the general shape would not have allowed me to do much by way of interior anyway. But enough of my rambling. I hope you've all enjoyed this, and yeah, God bless, and goodbye.